David Duchovny, the enigmatic force behind Fox Mulder's paranormal pursuits in The X-Files, has long been synonymous with intellectual curiosity wrapped in quiet intensity. Yet in his latest venture, the thriller series Malice, he plunges into waters far murkier than alien conspiracies or existential dread. Here, Duchovny embodies Jamie Tanner, a patriarch whose veneer of power and privilege conceals a labyrinth of moral rot. It's a role that doesn't just challenge the actor, it unnerves him on a profoundly human level, forcing a confrontation with the shadows we all harbor but rarely voice. In a raw exchange with People magazine, Duchovny dissects this transformation, revealing how slipping into Tanner's skin made him sick as a person, while igniting the actorly thrill of embodying the monstrous. At its core, Malice is a taut psychological drama that unravels the Tanner family's gilded facade. Enter Adam Healy, a seemingly innocuous tutor hired to polish the edges of the household's prodigy offspring. But Healy harbors ulterior motives, a vendetta scripted in the scars of past grievances, with Jamie Tanner squarely in his crosshairs. The series, streaming across platforms with episodes dropping like breadcrumbs in a dark forest, builds its tension through domestic minutiae turned sinister. A lingering glance over dinner, a whispered phone call in the dead of night, the subtle shift in power dynamics when secrets seep into the open. Duchovny's Tanner isn't a cartoonish villain twirling a mustache. He's the everyman elevated to excess, a man whose certainty, fueled by old money and ironclad influence, blinds him to the fissures cracking his empire. It makes me sick as a person, but it's fun to play as an actor because it's foreign to my way of thinking. That's the challenge of it, Duchovny confesses, his delivery measured yet laced with unease. This duality, repulsion intertwined with exhilaration, lies at the heart of great performance. For Duchovny, whose career has danced between the cerebral, Californication's wry hedonism, and the spectral, aquarium's introspective drift, Tanner represents uncharted territory. It's almost like playing a monster, and it's fun to play a monster. But he doesn't think of himself as a monster, and you can't do that either, he elaborates. This is key. The actor's empathy must extend to the irredeemable, humanizing without excusing. Tanner views his transgressions as necessary calculus in a world that rewards the ruthless, a perspective Duchovny channels with chilling authenticity. Delving into Tanner's backstory, the series flashes back to episodes that echo like ghosts in the narrative machine. This is a guy who, even though he has all this power and certainty and money, there's an episode of actions that he's taken in the past that have echoes and come back to haunt him, Duchovny explains. These aren't vague illusions, they're meticulously crafted revelations, a hushed corporate cover-up from the 90s, a personal betrayal that rippled through generations, the quiet erosion of conscience under the weight of unchecked ambition. Each episode peels back a layer, transforming the Tanner estate from sanctuary to pressure cooker. Viewers witness Jamie's unraveling not through histrionics but subtle tells. A tremor in his hand as he pours scotch, the way his eyes dart when Healy probes too close to buried truths. The challenge for Duchovny was anchoring this toxicity in humanity. To play such a character and still make him seem human was an interesting challenge for David, as observers noted during filming. Can I pull that off and also make him a human being? A real human being? He pondered aloud in pre-production meetings. It's a question that echoes through acting lore, from Anthony Hopkins' Lecter to Bryan Cranston's Heisenberg, where the line between abhorrence and relatability blurs. Duchovny drew from real-life titans, the Wall Street wolves of the 2008 crash, tech moguls whose innovations masked ethical voids, even historical figures like oil barons whose legacies are stained by exploitation. I had not played a guy like that, he admits. It's just that tingle that you get like, oh, here's a challenge that I like. Filming Malice unfolded in the brooding landscapes of upstate New York, where autumnal decay mirrored the family's internal rot. Duchovny at 65, brought a physicality to Tanner that's both commanding and frayed, broad-shouldered suits straining against a body softened by years of excess, a gait that suggests both swagger and wariness. Co-stars Carice Van Houten as the steely matriarch, Phoenix Laroche, the troubled heir, and Teddy Allen, Healy's enigmatic foil, formed a tight ensemble, their chemistry forged in marathon table reads and off-script improv sessions. The beauty of this show is how it creeps up on you, Duchovny says of the writing by showrunner Elena Ramirez, a newcomer whose scripts blend Scandi-noir grit with American suburbia. Episodes clock in at 45 minutes but feel interminable, each cliffhanger a hook sunk deep into the viewer's psyche. Beyond the screen, Malice resonates as a cultural barometer. In an age of true crime binges and #MeToo reckonings, it interrogates privilege's corrosive touch. Tanner's episodes, from silencing whistleblowers to manipulating familial bonds, serve as allegories for systemic failures, prompting viewers to question their own complicity in power structures. Duchovny, ever the intellectual, engaged deeply with these themes, hosting post-filming salons with cast and crew to unpack the ethics of portraying villainy. Acting monsters lets us exorcise our own, he reflects, tying back to his X-Files days when Mulder chased otherworldly threats as metaphors for inner turmoil.